Hi everyone, so today is in fact my last day as an FY1 doctor. So in the UK, if you didn't know, after medical school you have the foundation programme, which consists of the FY1 year and the FY2 year. Both years usually consist of 3 4-month rotations in different specialities. In my first year I had trauma orthopaedics, general surgery and endocrinology to finish off with. So I thought as is my last day, it'll be a good opportunity to reflect on the good, the bad and the unexpected. So I think a good point to start is to look back to before starting as a junior doctor, and I remember being excited but equally apprehensive. After all, 6 years of medical school had been preparing me for this, but at the same time it was no longer a matter of just turning up to hospital placements and watching other people work and helping out when you can, but instead the patients were your responsibility. And it is a big responsibility, so I think there is every right to be quite apprehensive as well as excited before starting. So now for the placement itself. I think there's been a vast number of really great experiences this year, but also a lot of bad, hard and challenging experiences. I would say that the worst experience for me has been an inevitable part of the role and something that's quite important in the role, which is dealing with death. It's in your mind when you're applying to medical school, and of course you may come across it in medical school in the form of prosection, dissection, or even on some of your shadowing placements. But for me, it was the day-to-day when you learn about patients who are deteriorating, and then you hear that they've passed away, which was quite hard. But the worst was during one of my first medical night shifts. I was called to confirm the death of a patient. And sort of seeing a patient who'd passed away for the first time and then confirming their death for the very first time was certainly quite a challenging part of the year for me. Another really hard part of the year has been when the wards are at minimal staffing already, so in different places that means different things, but here that means 1 doctor for 15 patients, and then when you're at that sort of bare minimum and then one of the other doctors is unfortunately unwell or is unable to make it to work, it can make those days quite a lot harder. So that has been one of the trickier times for me this year. But as I said, the great opportunities and experiences vastly outnumber those bad ones. So definitely the main positive is why we enter medicine. It's to see patients who've come in very unwell and successfully leaving hospital after either surgical or medical management. That is definitely very fulfilling. There's also a great social element to being doctors, and I think part of that is there is a lot of uncomfortable and unpleasant elements of being a doctor, but sort of by working together through quite challenging, busy times, it really sort of bonds each other together. And then there's a very sociable mess as well, which arranges lots of fun social activities outside of work. Finally, of course, is getting paid. I think after 5 to 6 years of going to medical school, especially in London where I went, which is quite an expensive city, it's really nice to be paid. You can start sort of enjoying more of your luxuries, being a bit more financially independent, start paying off your student debts and loans, and also travel. So this year alone I've been able to go to a couple places in Portugal, in Greece and Italy. So it's been a fantastic year overall. There's definitely been a lot of hard challenges as well, but in those challenges I think I've been able to learn a lot of lessons. So overall it's been a good year.